With all the news that's been spreading about F1 2019 over the last couple of weeks, with its reveal trailer and its Legends trailer and soon to be gameplay and career mode trailers and much more, I think it's time to make the video called What Do We Know of F1 2019. So right now we've just passed May and we are legit probably just over 2 months away from the launch, well, just under, 2 months away from the launch of F1 2019, and there's a lot of things I want to talk about when it comes to what do we know about F1 2019 and what we could possibly see in the next couple of weeks as we head in towards the game's launch. So the first thing that we know about F1 2019 is that this year there will be 2 editions of F1 2019 the game. One of them will be the normal edition that we all know. That will be coming out on June 28th, which is 2 months earlier than what F1 2018 was released last year. I think last year was August 25th. This year is going to be June 28th, and considering that this game has been worked on for 2 whole years, that's a bit of a surprise. I think all this early news about F1 2019 has really just blown me by, and I'm not ready for it yet. I'm starting to get hyped, but at the same time I'm just not mentally ready for it. It's too soon nearly. But what we know is that the normal game comes out on June 28th, and what we learned last week was that there's now a Legends edition of F1 2019 that will feature Alain Prost and Ayrton Senna, and not only those two, but those 2 characters, those 2 cars, and those 2 liveries when it comes to the all-new custom liveries for F1 2019. The Legends edition comes out 3 days earlier than the normal edition. That will come out on June 25th if you pre-order the game, and yeah, that's the earliest that an F1 game has ever been released by Codemasters. So we have 2 editions coming out in the same week: Legend Edition 25th of June, Normal Edition 28th of June, which is just mad. So now let's talk about 2 of the biggest things that will probably be promoted in F1 2019, and the first one is the introduction of F2. If you don't know what F2 is the junior category to Formula 1. That's where names like Lando Norris and George Russell and Lance Stroll, not Lance Stroll, what am I talking about? Those types of guys. That's where all those types of drivers made the names in F2. Lewis Hamilton as well, all made names in the old GP2. Now it's known as F2. And for the first time, F2 will now be an official thing in an F1 game. As far as its purpose and as far as what it's doing in F1 2019, we still don't know yet. We still don't know what impact it has on the career mode and if it's going to be its own mode. We don't know, but what we do know is that from the launch of the game, we can only play the 2019 version of F2, and then later down the line, maybe the fall of 2019, there will probably be an update and a patch and an update to update the game, and we can then play the 2019 version of F2. So what we do know is that we won't be playing the 2019 version of F2 until later on in the year, but we'll have to get stuck on the 2018 version. As far as what it's going to do in the career mode, I don't know, but I'm guessing we're going to get some type of introductory cutscene into F2, and then we might have to pick our own team, or it might be like the Young Drivers Test from F1 2012. If you guys know that you had to do a Young Drivers Test to get into Formula 1, hopefully we can do something like that where we get some tests for some Formula 1 teams, and then depending on what team we choose, and if we do well, then we get to their F2 team, and if we do well in their F2 team, then we can sign on to Formula 1, and then all those other parts can continue. But we don't know much about F2. There's been some screenshots about F2, and I honestly can't wait for F2 this year. I can't wait to drive those F2 cars to see how different they are towards an F1 car, and ultimately what it's doing in F1 2019, but my guess is we'll know in the next coming week or 2. Last but not least, we have, in my opinion, the biggest thing to come out of F1 2019, which is the entire customization of F1 2019. So I truly believe that this game is going to be built around the whole customization of F1 2019. So for the backstory, if you guys don't know, pretty much a couple of months ago, 2 months after F1 2018 came out, Codemasters released a mobile game for the iOS and Android, and pretty much it was called F1 Mobile Racer or whatever it was called, and it allowed you to pretty much customize your own team, your own car, your own livery, your own driver suit, everything that we are pretty much expecting in F1 2019. And then a couple months later, the reveal trailer came out with the press release, and also announced we could now create our own liveries in F1 2019. When the Legends Edition trailer came out, we got news that we could, when we pre-ordered the game, we could use Senna's livery and Prost livery on our own 2019 cars. We know that Codemasters are working with Ross Brawn and the technical team on the spec 2019 car. As far as how we can customize livery, it's still not shown yet. There's still no gameplay as to how this whole mode works. We do know, thanks to some screenshots that were shown by Koch Media on Twitter the other week, that pretty much we can now customize our driver suits, our gloves, our helmet and our badge, and pretty much we can purchase liveries with competition points that will be used in multiplayer. So I'm guessing if we win races, the more points we get. So if you win a race, you get more points earned than if you come second or third. And with these competition points, you can use those competition points to buy liveries. So we've seen a couple of liveries. There was like a Jaguar one. It was like a nice blue and green color. We also seen some old school liveries. So I don't know how the liveries are going to work, if they're going to just work in packs and we have to buy them, or if we can go like fully like Forza and like customize them, like if we can customize the design, the shapes, the colors, and what the actual livery looks like. We do know there's going to be sponsors in these custom liveries. Well, like they're not official sponsors, they're just made up sponsors that we can use in the car. And yeah, that's really it. There's no more stuff that's been talked about when it comes to the liveries on F1 2019. There's no still reason why we have to play these liveries if it works like a league or not, but all we know is that the customization in F1 2019 is much better than it's ever been before. Speaking of the screenshots that Koch Media released on Twitter the other week, we got some information on theatre and highlight reels. So pretty much we have a new replay system called Highlights Reel, where it generates automatically post-race highlights of key and exciting moments from the race. So what we do know is that it pretty much auto-generates highlights, exciting overtakes, exciting battles, and unpredictable moments from a race. But what we don't know is that will it be available online? If it is available online, then I think that will be the most useful, because then league directors, league owners, all these people who deal with incidents and stewards can take a look at that footage after the race and really deal whose fault for a crash or something like that. We also get some information on all these effects. So with this highlight reel, it generates hero shot and slow motion effects. So that's exciting, and plus also for PC users, we can also export videos to video on the PC. So for anyone who has F1 2019 on the PC, they can export their clips onto video from the PC. We also got information about the Super License. Obviously last year the Super License was a new thing. It was a new thing enabled to clean maybe the community up and separate the clean drivers from the dirty drivers, and we had a safety rating. A lot of people were complaining about the safety rating, how it was broken in F1 2018, and in 2019 it seems to have an update. The first thing that I noticed is there's a new league attendance rating, which I'm very pleased about. So as you know, most of this community league race, if it's AOR, ILR, SRL, RFL, any other league you can name of on Xbox or PlayStation or PC, every majority league races on this game, and now we finally have a league attendance rating, I don't know how this works. There's still no gameplay when it comes to this video, so we won't know how these features will work, like the league attendance rating and the highlight reels and all this other stuff. But I'm guessing it'll be like out of 10 maybe, I'm not really sure. Like, and you get like 1 out of 10, and then as, you know, you league race more, the more races you do, I think that rating will go up the more races you attend and complete. So that's what we know. We also know there's going to be a new trophy cabinet. So just like in F1 2006 Championship Edition, there was a bit of a trophy cabinet, and every race you won, you got that trophy. There's also going to be a more of a desired focus on gamer score, and you can also compare it to other races. Game statistics showcase and comparable to other races, no matter what platform it's on. So that is the update to the Super License. As far as the career mode is concerned, obviously the biggest thing is F2. We still don't know, you know, the opening cutscene towards the career mode this year. We don't know what effect F2 is going to be. Apparently there's some leaked screenshots. Apparently we can customize our own helmets to the degree that we can put on the team sponsors, which makes it more realistic and like more, you know, in tone into the actual F1 game. If that's the case, and that's cool. Apparently we have more decisions as to what we want to do with our driving. Apparently as well, we can also free roam. If I can find the screenshots, I'll show them to you. I think Tom97HD released them. If I can find them, I will definitely put them in this video. But as far as the career mode is concerned, there's still no gameplay. We're less than 2 months until F1 2019 comes out, and we still have no gameplay about what is the opening cutscene, what's happening to Emma and Claire and Jeff. Well, not Jeff. What was it? Carl, the R&D engineer guy. And plus, is there going to be any new characters since F2's coming out? Is there going to be any new characters, or is there going to be like a new F2 engineer? I don't know. Like, all we know is that F1 2019 has the F2, more customization, a better online focus, and also a Legends Edition and a Standard Edition. Speaking of that Standard Edition, 2 classic cars, where both 2010 cars, surprisingly, the 2010 McLaren and the 2010 Ferrari, obviously celebrating 10 years of Codemasters. This will be the 10th year since they started on F1 2009, and next year will be the 10th anniversary on F1 2010, so yeah, that's what we know. Also, there's more classic cars with the Legends Edition, 1990 Ferrari, 1990 McLaren as well. But apart from that, that's all we know, and that's what we know until any gameplay trailers come out, and I don't know when they will come out. Apparently there's going to be some big news. Koch Media just announced on Twitter just a couple minutes ago that they will be revealing a trailer, some type of announced trailer for F1 2019 tomorrow, so that will be on the Friday. But yeah, we're getting closer and closer towards F1 2019. I'm still on the bridge if I'm gonna pre-order the game or not. You know what, I'm gonna pre-order the game. I don't know when. I just am though. I'm gonna pre-order the Legends Edition, and if I'm lucky, if I'm feeling like it, I might actually do a giveaway. So yeah, just stay tuned on Twitter, follow me on Twitter if this giveaway does happen, and subscribe to the channel for your latest F1 2019 news, rumours and headlines. Thanks for watching the What Do We Know video about F1 2019, and yeah, any more news about F1 2019 and I will be right back here to talk about it. Thanks for watching, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.